Sol Campbell? Sol, you kept them at bay for 50 minutes, which you must be pleased about, but ultimately they ended up the stronger.
I think, I've got to say the young lads who, quite a few of them, their first game for Southampton, they played really well. They stuck to their tasks.
Can I stop you? Do you want to do that again?
Why?
Because your team's Southend.
You did say Southampton. Oh, did I say Southampton?
Yeah. I'll just thank you.
Okay.
Where do we start here?
Where do we start? I mean,
this is jump the queue. This is jump the queue because we were here to do a season review, and that rhymed. Spitting bars, and then there was the terrible news that Sol Campbell's left the club. So we kind of thought let's talk about this first. So yeah, let's talk about Sol Campbell.
Well, where do you want to start? Should we talk about first just the games, if that makes sense? Like,
should we go around to start with? Should we go around in a circle and just say, do we think it was the right decision that he went? Ed, you start. Do you think it was the right decision that he's gone?
Yeah. I mean, if I hadn't heard one or two things, I would have said maybe I'm unsure. But after hearing one or two things, yeah.
About you, Dave?
Well, I don't know. I think the way the season ended with the gap, I reckon if it could have finished naturally, he might have stayed. But with the 3-month gap, I reckon it probably is right because it's like a good excuse, really.
Yeah.
More than anything.
Yeah.
I personally thought he'd done all right with limited resources, but I wanted Adam Barrett anyway. But, instead.
Yeah.
I think we all did.
Well, that's what we might get as well.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Do you think it was the right thing to do?
I think, financially, especially going down as well, financially, with knowing what he was on, or allegedly what he was on, the whole team, that's silly money. I think it's the right decision.
Yeah.
Chrissy?
Yeah, 100% the same. I just never warmed to him. He just was so odd. And yeah, we did pick a few results up towards the end, but let's face it, we couldn't have got much worse. So yeah, right choice for me. He was never the right fit for us.
Yeah, well, that's really boring that we've got a full house, but
It's a bit of a strange one, though, isn't it? Because although I couldn't necessarily tell you what his style of play was, I couldn't necessarily tell you what he was trying to achieve as such. We did, even when he was playing the players that eventually left in January, we did actually pick up a bit.
We tightened up, didn't we? We stopped shipping quite as many most weeks.
Yeah, we got a bit. We did get better. We looked more. We just looked a little bit more of a football team than we did for them 6 or where it was 10 games when we were absolutely abysmal. We did actually,
but we couldn't get any worse though, could we?
No, I think it got to that point.
Yeah, I'm not trying to undo the work I'm assuming he did do, but we couldn't have got worse. So we got fitter. We started to actually look like we wanted it a bit more, even though we weren't really great. Ultimately, the kids ended up playing, who I think probably papered over the cracks really, because they probably grabbed their opportunity more than him.
I think we probably cut them a bit of slack as well. With it, maybe we wouldn't have done some of the more senior players.
Yeah, maybe something like that. But ultimately, I don't really know what his style was.
No, you don't know if he's a 4-4-2 man or a 3-5-2 man, because it changed week to week.
Also, it was difficult for him to actually pick something because he didn't have a clue, because he didn't have any of his own players. He didn't even. Yeah, it was just a mess.
Yeah, it is worth noting that it's going to be difficult to make this sound not like a slagging match. So it is worth noting right at the start, he was unable to make any signings in January. The two players that he did get in, we couldn't register them because we had a transfer embargo. The only signing he actually made was an emergency loan keeper, and he played 2 games.
Yeah.
So you can't even really count that as a signing because it's an emergency loan, and he's a young keeper. So he did get no opportunity to actually build his own squad. That now he's gone, that might be a good thing because you don't want more deadwood here for another new manager to come in, and he might not want him. So that, in some respects, is a good thing for whoever comes in now. But yeah, it is worth noting that Sol Campbell did have his hands well and truly tied behind his back. So that didn't help. But did he help himself?
Oh God,
I don't think he did.
No,
I don't think he did.
not. No.
With his persona and the way he behaved on social media, I think, to put it politely, was an absolute disgrace the way he behaved on social media.
I think there's there's a time and a place to be like that online, and I don't mind it. A bit of a quirky manager, but it's not.
Not when your players ain't getting paid.
You're not taking it seriously, and you go into a shoe shop and filming like all these sick shoes that you're going to buy, but all the players aren't getting any money.
Yeah, the players weren't paid, but I'm flexing my wallet in Harrods.
What is that? That is
Look at my watch I've got. You know, it's just showing off, isn't it?
I don't mind that, but like I say, it's a time and a place, and it was, and the place is not Southend United.
Yeah, there is honestly there's no other manager. There is no other manager that in that division that would have behaved like that. I don't actually think any other League One manager is on Instagram. Possibly Joey Barton. I don't know. I know he's obviously on Twitter.
Just fighting people.
But even Joey Barton, who's got a reputation of being a bit of a bellend, he would not behave like that. That's how much of a bellend Sol Campbell was on Instagram.
Yeah. Oh, mate.
It's a bit of it, like you say, you don't want it to come across like you're just slagging him off, but ultimately it was just a bit odd and a bit too odd, a bit unprofessional at times. Going back to the football, I don't actually know whether or not he is good at what he does in terms of coaching. I couldn't tell you.
It's hard to tell, isn't it?
I don't know. He actually could be a really good coach. I genuinely do not know. Would he get another opportunity? Probably.
He may end up being someone that does end up being a coach.
Yeah.
I don't, from the outside looking in, and again, from little things that you hear, and you have to say allegedly, he would seem that he's got absolutely no people skills. He doesn't know how to talk to people. And when I say allegedly, a couple of things I'm talking about, rumours are he was still referring to the players by their squad number, like several months into the job, still didn't know their names. So that you've got no people skills. So that the players ain't going to be having you. Like even if you've got it up there, if you're a very good coach, if you're getting the players' names wrong or going number 8, they're not going to have you. And again, I have to say that's only a rumor. That is only a rumor, and we can talk about a few more of them later on if you want.
I don't actually think we can.
No.
Which one?
I don't think we can. Honestly, I think if you put that out there without actual evidence, I don't think we can do it. So let's just not go down that route.
Oh, we can cut it out. We can talk about it. We can cut it out, and then we'll leave this bit in. And then if people want to know more, they can DM us, and we can.
You reckon he'll get another job?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do.
I think he will, and as horrible as it might sound, it'll be a tick in a box.
It's the current climate, isn't it? It's right, he's picked the right time to be available, hasn't he? Especially with the attention on Black Lives Matter. That's, I've got nothing against that and the racing, but it's prime time for him to get a job just for a box ticking, which is wrong.
I think he'd get a job anyway, because I think like with it's like all managers, like Phil Brown, loads of players hated Phil Brown, but loads of them loved him. So if you get like a set of people like those two guys from Macclesfield that want to play for him, they think, oh, he's a bit mad, but love him for it. Then it will be able to build a good squad if he goes and manages a proper football club.
That is the only frustrating thing, that the fact that he didn't get a chance to even start to build anything here.
No, yeah.
As I say, if maybe Ron had this planned all along, if he got him in and straight away went, I've made a massive mistake here, I do not want to give this bloke any budget because I'm going to get rid of him in the summer, then I'm glad he did what he did by not letting him bring anybody in. But it does seem odd. The appointment from the beginning. I was actually I would have much rather had Sol Campbell than Henrik Larsson.
Yeah. We did the Larsson talk, didn't we?
Yeah,
and no one was having Larsson.
We knew it at that stage. We knew it weren't going to be Barrett because he'd done this whole 3-month, kiss chase with Henrik Larsson, and then when that fell through, it was kind of like, oh, well, it will be Sol. When it became Sol by default, didn't it?
Yeah.
And I was much happier with that than the possibility of Henrik Larsson. But then it never got going. The relationship between the manager and the chairman never seemed to be there.
They never gelled.
How many times did he stand there after the game and go, I don't know?
Yeah.
And I actually, at that stage, I don't think he was lying.
No.
I actually think he didn't have a clue what Ron was doing.
But as a manager, surely you'd go and try and find out. If you want to know what you're working with, because he said in January, I've got 6 players coming. Well, clearly Ron didn't give him any budget to bring 6 players in, and then we're embargoed anyway.
Yeah, he literally did as well.
He
He actually did go out. He went on record and said, "We'll make 5 or 6 signings in January."
He did.
And I think it was
Sol was sat there with him when he said it.
Yeah, 7 or 8 players left. Absolutely no one came in.
Ron just I think Ron just sells the dream to all these managers, doesn't he? That's it.
Mate. Again, at the bottom of the statement when Sol had left, it was the stadium line was in there again. It's
he's like hypnotising, and he's like, oh yeah, there's definitely going to be a stadium that's not going to be built ever.
I reckon Adam Barrett's son will be our manager before we get that stadium.
I think Adam Barrett will build it. I think Adam Barrett will actually be a builder and build it all on his own.
Let's get Freddie on board. He'll sort it.
Stick the roof on the boy.
Overall though, out of 10, what was his reign like? Out of 10,
3.
I was going to go 3. His win ratio was 17%.
His win ratio was worse than Kevin Bond's.
Yeah, he's now walked out on 2 clubs. Well, mutual consent, but he's left 2 clubs basically in the lurch. So
he's done well actually. I don't know if this is him talking his way out of it or like an agent on his behalf. He's done well to leave 2 basket case clubs and not get sacked.
Yeah,
he hasn't been sacked.
Yeah.
So that obviously looks better on his CV. How would I rate his time out of 10?
Did you go as high as 3 or going lower?
Taking again, it's a difficult one because he had all these constraints to work under.
He had less players available than
he did.
No, he had less
on the pitch. On the pitch, I'd give it. I'm actually going to be generous. I'm going to give it about 5. I'm going to go 5 out of 10, like sort of smack in the middle, because what he had to work with on the pitch wasn't his. And he never really bitched about it. He got on with it. He played all these kids. All right, he didn't have a choice, but he got on with it. In that sense, he did get on with it. So I will give him that. But it was the stuff off the pitch that was irritating me, and the way he behaved on social media.
Well, it takes the piss out of the club and the fans to me, because it was like you say, like unprofessional, and just it's like you're not taking it seriously. You're posting a picture of your fucking little app, mate. Stop.
Whose hat was worse, Kevin Bond or Sol?
Kevin Bond. Kevin Bond order. Yeah. Oh, mate.
Imagine if them 2 swapped hats.
Oh, that's a great Photoshop. It's like I want to get on Photoshop in a minute. Yeah, unreal.
Sol Campbell in some little Nike baseball cap that's been washed about 1,000 times.
Oh, yeah, Kevin Bond, the shittest hat ever.
Oh dear. Right, well, I guess we might as well let's literally just forget it even happened. We're down now, we're relegated, whatever. What route are we going down, do you reckon? Who are we going for?
Cheap.
First of all, who do you want?
This is
Barrett,
the first time. It's the first time since Chris Powell went that my first thought is I don't want Barrett. He's not my first choice.
Oh, really?
Kevin Mayer's my first choice. And it's only because of the current state of the first team squad. He's already been their manager.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that right now puts him sort of... Barrett's there. I certainly wouldn't grumble with Barrett coming in, but Mayer's there for me. And he's pipping him right now. And it's only because of the squad.
Mm.
Yeah, well, Sky reporting today Craig Fagan's applied, and he's obviously, I don't know, I think Mayer's still favourite, but people are saying, or the Sky are saying Fagan's well liked by the players. Obviously, again, similar to what you said back with Kev, he's been their manager for the majority of their
that would be a very similar sort of conversation.
We've only got 6 players. No wonder they all like. Only 3 have to like him. All the players love him. We've only got 2.
More than half the dressing room like you.
yeah, I love those numbers. Love them.
But yeah, Fagan would, you know, again, Barrett's an inexperienced manager. So is Kevin Mayer, and Craig Fagan would be as well.
Yeah, and obviously Fagan's already on board. There's no compensation due to Bristol Rovers or Millwall.
He's already here. He's at the club. He's seen the utter shit show that's been going on. So you would, if you did promote from within, you'd like to certainly hope that they'd have a pretty good idea of where things need fixing.
Yeah, he'd have his eyes open, you would have thought.
I think our issue is we need things fixing a bit above rather than
that is the issue.
We can't afford it, can we? You know, everyone's talking about a CEO and director of football. We can't afford it.
I don't know with the director of football thing. So I don't know why we need a director of football. If we've got a CEO and a manager, run control.
Yeah, you wouldn't need, but a CEO and a director of football are kind of the same thing.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought.
It's just a different title. It's the same as manager and head coach. They're just different titles.
Yeah.
Although a head coach, these are the ones
don't always buy the players, do they?
No, they're the ones that have got the director of football above them
buying the players,
business, and you might not like them, and that's why head coaches never really work out.
No.
But Arteta at Arsenal, he's the head coach. He's not the manager.
No.
That's probably why they re-signed David Luiz.
Is it Mourinho?
I think he might be, actually, yeah.
Yeah. I can't imagine he likes that.
He won't.
No, he won't.
He doesn't like anything anymore, Mourinho.
He is just like an old, pissed off man now, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's just angry with the world now.
Yeah, someone a bit younger, a bit better looking's come in and done what he was doing, done it better and faster. He's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
How you, Dave? Who do you want?
Yeah, well, I think we need to have someone like Kevin Mayer or Adam Barrett. Steve Tilson, I read something on Instagram a minute ago.
Yeah, I just read that.
Yeah, and he said that him and Barrett would be great. Yeah, and then if they got Barrett, I could see Kevin Mayer coming on as well. But I don't know, would he leave Bristol Rovers now? I don't think so. Just for like a coaching job.
Although Tilly did say he doesn't know if Adam will come now.
Yeah, he did say that. I think we need someone to like give us a bit of integrity again, and not another person. Even though I actually wouldn't mind Phil Brown, even though everyone probably think that.
No.
But the reason we don't want someone like Phil Brown that comes in that's like a bit of a name, and we don't want someone like Sol again, because we need someone that's going to take it seriously. And like, I'm not saying that they don't take it seriously, but it needs to look different, doesn't it? Now we can't just have some bloke who's going to.
You need to put a bit of passion back in the badge. That's what's been missing. And to be fair, the kids that were playing towards the end of the season, some of them look like some of them have been at the club 10 years, so they were playing for the badge. But you need more of that.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that, well, like to bring it up again, like that Sol did do, because even players like Mark Milligan, who had a terrible start, they were looking different, more passionate. And they definitely got them doing that. I think just we need someone to get them fit. Maybe we can keep the fitness coach that Sol brought in, and everyone else will fuck off.
Yeah, because like you because it was so long ago, it's easy to forget. But the last game we played, we were actually really good in that Bristol Rovers game.
we were. And
we
and
were
we had
good.
like four senior pros, and the rest were like, pretty young,
Yeah.
weren't they? Yeah.
So, but I think I've mentioned this before, and it's not even about, right, the wages do come into it, but it's about profile. We had a squad of youth team players, and then we've got, a former England international that's played in World Cups, who's played in Champions League finals. He's the manager. So where's, because the spectrum's like that.
It's almost a different game, yeah.
It needs leveling out, and it's like, so you've got a very young, inexperienced squad. You need a manager so they're just starting their careers, these players, most of them. The fact that Elvis is one of the most experienced players in the squad now speaks volumes on that. That's how inexperienced this squad is. Bring in a manager that's pretty similar to that, like Craig Fagan, Kevin Mayer, Adam Barrett, because they're just starting as well. They've got everything in front of them. Not Phil Brown. Someone, it might have been All at Sea, tweeted this. So I'm not claiming this is my own quote, but it was so true. It was, if we got Phil Brown back, it would show absolutely no progression since he left. You can't go back.
He'd gone totally stale when he left us, and then he failed at Swindon, and he failed in India. So
yeah, he failed in India. Fuck me. I understand. You might like him.
Succeeded in India.
Yeah, Ron may like him as a bloke. Don't employ him again.
You can't. He probably the players the group that he got us was one of my probably the best in terms of characters that we've ever had. But he's not going to be able to sign all them again because they're all.
And ultimately,
old
that's what bit him on the arse.
Yeah,
that is what bit Phil Brown on the arse.
That toxic dressing room that was created started from him.
Yeah,
and it was created on money. Which that's got to stop. That will have to stop now as an aftershock of the coronavirus. That will happen in football.
Well, yeah, like wage caps will come in.
They'll have to.
Almost certainly. Yeah.
They will have to.
It makes you think, though, is it Ron that signs these players? Because he loves a name, and it happens with every manager. It's not just Phil Brown. Every manager, we get these names in. These big name, like old pros that are injured or coming for a last. Yeah, Ridge.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, I think also we do have a bit of pull in that way because we're right near Towie world. So people don't mind coming here. Do you know what I mean? They don't.
Yeah.
And people live in London. That's my reason. But yeah, I mean, Ron is obviously clearly decided who we've released.
The problem at Southend has been for too long. It's been pretty much a free ride for good money. And that's got to stop. Again, it's rumours, but training schedules haven't been great.
No.
And money's been pretty good.
Well, so was it last year we were the 5th highest payers in the division that had teams like Portsmouth and Sunderland and
we actually know. So you do the maths off of that pro rata. We haven't got a particularly big squad, and we're paying. We're like the 4th, 5th biggest wage budget in the league. That tells you that squad's earning too much money.
Yeah.
That's got to stop.
Maybe we finished basically bottom. Fuck me.
We won less games than Bolton.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
But they only finished below us because of a points deduction. So we basically finished bottom.
They were actually 7 points better than us this season.
And they beat us.
And
it didn't start well for them. It didn't start well for them at the start either. They
were getting battered every week, weren't they? They were getting battered every week.
They only had a couple of pros, didn't they? And the rest was all youth. It was worse than ours near the end.
Yeah, mate. We played Blackpool second game of the season. I don't think we had a pro on the pitch.
They actually had a game cancelled, didn't they, Bolton?
Yeah, they did.
Didn't want to burn the youngsters out.
That was naughty.
And then suddenly they had about 8 pros the following week.
They shock horror. The EFL handled that appallingly. They should have been like Bury. They shouldn't have started.
No.
And they should have been getting No, the teams are getting awarded the points. We're not rearranging these games.
You've lost that one.
You've lost that. They're getting until you're ready to go. You're losing 3 points every week. The teams are getting the points, but they don't have the balls to do that. But it's because they're a bigger club. They did it with Bury. They didn't have a problem doing that with Bury because they're a smaller club. But Bolton, oh shit, we can't do that with Bolton. Yeah, that was bollocks.
What about you two? Who do you want in?
Who do I want in?
I want Barrett. I'm not going to lie. I wanted Barrett when Sol came in. I want Barrett now. That's more heart than head. But like Scott says, it makes sense to go for Kev. He's just done his UEFA licence with honours. So he's done all his badges. He's doing a good job at Bristol Rovers. He knows the kids. It makes sense. The ones that I kind of think is worth looking at, and I don't know why, but for the second time, Darren Curry's name's come up. Why has that name come up for a second time?
Yeah.
There must be a reason his name keeps coming up. And I think you look at, I know this is a one-off, but you look at the Cowleys and how successful they were, and you think, can we find someone else like that? Do we always have to go for someone that's, or do we have to go for someone that's linked to the club? Can we not find a gem in the lower league?
You don't have to promote from within, but I think with us where we've got two now proper club legends that we know are involved in coaching, they're always going to be linked to it. They genuinely are. They're always, because it's just a natural thing to say. They're always going to be linked to it. But I'm not sure.
You look at what Ron said in that statement before he sacked, before Sol went. He was talking about the religion that is Southend United. That, and that made me think: is he looking towards Kevin Mayer and Adam Barrett?
He's going to appoint God.
Or Jesus. The way he worded that, you think, well, it's got to be someone that knows the club then. You can't say something like that and then just appoint someone that doesn't know the club.
Yeah. What is Southend United's religion, though? We don't have an identity. We don't have an identity. If from now on we are going to be a club that really uses our academy, then great. Let this be the building blocks for that. But
I mean, it's almost.
Other than that, what's our identity?
Almost as if Ron Martin was talking bollocks. Imagine that.
I don't know what you're on about. I believe we're going to get a new stadium soon.
Oh yeah, I think we do need someone that we need someone that's played at the level at least. So, like Adam Barrett, that's what I want.
How about you, Chris?
I'd love Adam or Kevin to come back, to be honest. I can kind of see the Craig Fagan thing's making more and more sense, though, because he's at the club, because we're not going to have to pay compensation. Not sure about promoting Ricky Duncan. Ricky Duncan's brilliant at the job he does now. Let's keep him getting the production line going. The only other name that's interesting me is Paul Tisdale.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'd afford him, but he's got a great track record at our level.
Yes, yeah.
That's the one.
Because you say about affording him, all right, in the sense of we've terminated 4 managers' contracts since the start of 2018, 5 if you include Gary Waddock.
Yeah.
Gary Waddock.
No, is it 5? Yes. Phil Brown, Chris Powell, Gary Waddock, and there's 4.
Kevin Bond.
4. There's 5. Kevin Bond.
Ricky Duncan, and he done his beard really nice for the job as well.
5 managers or caretaker managers have had their contracts terminated at this club since the start of 2018. We cannot keep spending this sort of money on managers.
We'd only had 3 managers in the previous 15 years.
And we've had 5 in 2 years.
Yeah.
That's got to stop.
Yeah.
Is it any wonder the club's in the state it's in? It's got to stop. Honestly, I know hindsight's a wonderful thing, Rob, but right now you look at the mess we may as well have just kept Chris Powell. We actually might as well have just kept him.
Yeah.
Because if it was going to go to shit in 2 years' time anyway, we may as well have just gone down with Chris Powell last season.
Yeah, and liked the fella as well. We would have not hated him.
Yeah, you actually probably would have come to like the bloke.
Yeah.
But when we sacked Chris Powell, you could have never ever. You could have gone through hundreds and hundreds of names, and Kevin Bond wouldn't have been the name you'd have gone with.
When
to
that
be our
name
next
popped up,
manager.
though, I was like, "Oh my god, it's actually going to be him." Because when a complete unknown comes in like so late in the day, you're like, "Oh shit, we've actually got Kevin Bond."
And Harry Redknapp going, "All right, lads."
Yeah, this is the thing though. When it happened, I was a bit like, I'm not going to say I thought he should have been given the job like full time. But like, when he came in for 6 games, I was like, I actually don't really care. Like 6 games, whatever.
Harry's a 2.5 year deal after that.
Yeah. But then I wasn't expecting a 2-year deal, and then 6 games in, we haven't won a game.
And he didn't even buy a new hat. He didn't even get a new hat.
Right.
Just basically went on Football Manager and filtered it to free agents in Scotland, and we got all of them in. And
Who's the most famous defender without a contract in England at the moment? Liam Ridgewell.
Liam Ridgewell. Who's the worst loanee we can get in? Let's go on YouTube, right? Let's try and find some highlights of someone. We'll get this kid on loan whose highlights reel is him hitting the post.
When he was 15.
Let's get him in. Because he's about 21 and he's never been out on loan before. Like, that's too old to have never been out on. There was something wrong there and then.
You're in the first team, or you're out getting games, isn't you?
Who are you talking about then?
Leighton and Dunkrew, all that route.
Great name.
Well, I think Ron Martins actually forgot his name because he just refers to him as that lad from Leicester. In any statement Ron has issued where he refers to Leighton Nduku, he just calls him the lad from Leicester.
Yeah. The lad from Leicester. Oh, mate.
And the fuck for that or something.
He did, yeah, glad to be out of there. Like, he did. He tweeted that.
Thank fuck for that.
Like we've agreed to terminate Landoku's later. Thank fuck for that, and then that disappeared. Like, I'm really
He tried to say,
time.
my friend got hold of my. I've been hacked. My mate took my phone as well.
Fair play, leave it up. I would have loved it if he left
I'd
it.
have left it up.
Owned it.
Yeah.
Mate.
No, it's fucking quality, that.
That lad from Leicester. Who's got the X Factor? Someone said he had the X Factor.
No, but basically, I'm pretty sure there is a statement from Ron where it literally says, the lad from Leicester, he was hopeless.
No, I remember it. Yeah.
I'm certain it was along those lines. He was like, he was hopeless.
I felt sorry for his dad who'd go on Shrimper Zone, or his granddad protecting him.
It was his granddad. It was his granddad.
He was getting ripped apart, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was like, sorry, mate, your grandson's shit.
Yeah, someone literally went, he's shit, mate.
People are mental. That's insane.
We've actually, this has to be one of the highest ratios, I think, of players' relatives, not directly parents, but being on Shrimper Zone. There's quite a lot.
Yeah.
Nah,
One of them got banned.
Twice.
For what?
Twice, yeah.
For what?
Well,
Did you ban him?
His views. Oh, I didn't ban him.
That's a lie. That was a lie. I didn't ban him.
That wasn't me. You looked at me like this. I didn't ban him.
Huh?
Very forceful, should we say, wasn't he?
Sorry?
He was very forceful, wasn't he? If that makes sense.
Yes, very. Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
You get nicked for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ended up getting. Yeah, he had to come back as someone else, and then we all saw through the path.
Is that still banned? You can't. If you get banned, you can't like come back as somebody else, can you? Is that still a thing?
You can't. Yeah.
Can't regen.
I feel like that's. I'm going to give that a go. So if I can get banned and come back, that's a challenge accepted.
I'm guessing that's Isaac Hutchinson's dad, is it?
Oh,
Maybe.
May have been. Oh, okay. I guessed
He
right.
listens. Actually, he is a listener.
Is he?
But yeah.
Oh, fair play. What route do you reckon he's going to go down, Rob?
Cheap and cheerful. It's going to have to be cheap and cheerful. Keep it in house, I think.
I don't think he can afford to do that. I don't think he can afford to.
No.
I think we'll go out of the league.
Oh, he gets this one wrong. We are out of the league, no question.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I don't know if he's got the funds to do it any other way.
This is make or break this one.
Oh yeah, it is absolutely shit.
It feels like that.
I I think he's going for Barrett this time.
You reckon?
I think he's actually going to do it.
Barrett and Tilson.
Just because of the whole, I'm in no rush. Their season's still going on, so he ain't going to leave with 4 games to go, whatever it is.
And the religion bit that
I
maybe plays into that.
think he's going to go for Barrett.
The thing is as well,
I'll be
Barrett
delighted.
actually got. I think this kind of went under the radar a little bit. Barrett's actually got a promotion at Millwall since they went back because Callum Davison, who was the assistant, has gone to manage St Johnstone. So Barrett's now been promoted to assistant manager. So,
But it's only
he most
interim,
certainly
though,
he's not
isn't
going
it?
to leave. Yeah, he's not going to leave now. It's only to the end of the season, which is only going to be about another month now, probably. I don't know how many. Well, they've got 5 games left.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
And it's looking unlikely now that they will get in the playoffs.
Do you reckon it'd be Barrett and Kev and then Tilson coach?
No.
No. I think you'd never get the two together. And I don't blame them for that because they'll want to make their own separate legacies. I think it's pretty well documented. Tilly would 100% come with Adam. 100%. I'm not sure what his relationship with Kev is, if he'd be on Kev's coaching staff, but he'd 100% be with Adam in some capacity.
It's got to be Barrett for me. I just can't see any other way. That's what I thought before Sol as well.
It's that as well. It's that we don't just look. I mean, I've got the shirt. That's not intentional. That's not intentional. I promise that's not intentional. But it is my most prized asset.
Yeah, I don't like Barrett. I wouldn't have him.
The only reason I said earlier, the only reason I'm at the moment putting Kevin Mayer ahead of him is just because of the current squad. They've
that makes sense. It does make sense.
Even like a year ago, it's probably not even been a year yet since Kev left.
Yeah. We spoke to one of the players, didn't we, when the whole Larson link was going on? We was in the box, didn't we? If you remember. And the players of that thing where they get made to go.
It's not posh, mate.
It's not. No.
It's not prawn sandwiches.
We were in the box one night. And,
it's a bowl of curry.
Yeah, it's shit. But the players
You're
get
lucky
made
if you get a spoon.
And they don't want to do it. They don't want to be it. But what we were speaking to him, we said, "What do you make of the Larson link?" And he was like, "This is ridiculous." And we was like, "Who do you actually want?" And he was like, "I'd absolutely love Barrett to get the job."
Yeah, this player will remain nameless, but he is he's still here.
So,
he was in the team for the Bristol Rovers game.
He's so likable, Barrett, as well, and I think he's played with so many players.
He
that
is
are probably
genuinely
still playing.
Yeah, there's honestly, apart from Phil Brown, I don't know anyone that dislikes Adam Barrett.
Yeah.
I actually don't. Everyone's got such a high opinion of him, so that's not false. You can't. If that is false, someone's going to call you out on it. He's not. That's not sort of contrived to look at me. I'm a nice guy. He just is a nice guy.
Yeah.
And yeah, you look at Sol. Like, imagine if Adam Barrett was on Instagram posting pictures wearing a straw hat, looking at his laptop, sipping his fucking coffee.
I'd love that.
It's just not going to happen because he's got a bit of humility about him.
Yeah.
And Sol just didn't.
Yeah, didn't.
And that's what will always be Sol's undoing. That won't get any easier if he does get another job, and if he somehow gets to a higher level, that's always going to be his undoing.
Who do you think would be cheaper, Mayer or Barrett?
Mayer.
Do you reckon?
Possibly Mayer.
I reckon must be similar, mustn't they? They're both.
Yeah, they're pretty similar.
Similar,
It will be pretty similar.
I just think Mayer's probably already on less anyway.
You think he would be? Yeah.
Currently working in League One, and Adam's higher up at a very well-run club that have got more money to spend.
I'm just nervous about ruining another one's career. Do you know what I mean? Another legend.
Oh yeah, I get that. Yeah, 100% get that.
But I think we've got no option. Not even because of money. I think we just need someone that actually lives and breathes the club.
Yeah.
I'd love to. I would love to just sort of, because you're never going to get a straight answer out of a chairman. But I'd love to just go like, do you regret Sol Campbell? Do you regret Kevin Bond? Because
he regrets
you must
Kevin Bond,
do.
doesn't he? Yeah, he's got.
He might at the very least, he must regret Kevin Bond.
He definitely regrets that one.
He definitely learned. I think he learned a lot from that one because it's like at the time. Well, yeah. if that happens again, you just don't give them a job if they're like a nobody with a shit hat. So
Yeah. Okay, question actually on Kevin Bond. Right. The last 6 games of what's nearly 2 seasons ago, Kevin Bond is the manager. Harry Redknapp is like very visible in those 6 games. He went all the way out to Rochdale for one. He was at all 6 games, right? I can't get past the fact that he was actually the manager, but for whatever reason, he couldn't be named. And Kevin Bond was literally the lackey. And then, you know, next season rolls around, Kevin Bond gets the job full time. Harry's nowhere to be seen, and we're absolutely abysmal.
Yeah.
Harry Redknapp saved us.
So yeah, was Harry the manager? I actually think he might have been. When Bond
channeling it through Bond.
Yeah, when Bond was out on his own, we were absolutely atrocious.
Yeah.
Like we played a 4-3-3 system all pre-season. We start the first league game 4-5-1.
I've got a little theory, might be wrong, but I've had it said to me that we wanted Redknapp. Ron wanted Redknapp. Couldn't get him because of the links to his betting.
Couldn't get him.
Couldn't get him because of the links to the betting companies, and obviously he wasn't prepared to give them up.
Nothing to do with the money you'd want.
Exactly. Well, you know, I say it's just a theory. Therefore, we got Kevin Bond to get Harry in through the back door, and then of course, he wasn't then around when it all turned to shit under Bond.
We had that all but confirmed though. Me and Scott went to a Harry Redknapp's Eclipse.
Yeah. It was that.
And he mentioned it then. He said he was like, I'm quite good mates with Ron Martin. He said he rang me and asked me to do it. And he said I don't want. Apparently, said I don't want to, but
yeah, you're taking the piss.
Really good.
I do this. Yeah.
But yeah, I've got Kevin Bond's at work. He's been my assistant. He's been my coach. Go down that route,
right?
Which is why apparently we got him in because he was recommended by Harry. So I mean, you can't.
Cheers, Harry.
It literally did work for them 6 games, obviously, but then after that, the next 6 were terrible. So.
The Sunderland game's one of the best things that happened ever.
The Sunderland game where we've stayed up, we've virtually scored in the last minute, right? Kevin Bond's reaction was this.
Maybe he was asleep.
He didn't even clap. He didn't even smile. Yeah.
Well, it was odd. He was a strange guy. He was a really strange guy.
He was a very strange guy.
And
who do you think is actually a stranger person, Kevin Bond or Sol?
Oh, come on. That's difficult, isn't it?
That is difficult.
Who would you least like to spend, like say you got stuck in a lift? Which one would you rather get stuck in a lift with?
I'm going to say Kevin Bond.
Kevin Bond.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You'd rather?
I'd rather get stuck in a lift.
Rather with Sol. I want to hear about all of his hats and shoes.
I reckon Kevin Bond's obviously older, probably pissed, so I reckon he just fall asleep.
Sol Campbell for me.
Yeah, if I had to sit in the lift with Sol Campbell, I'd have to sit there and wait for him to take half an hour to tell a 3-minute story. He was so slow in his delivery.
I mean, no, you'd ask me a question. I don't know.
Let's speak to the chairman.
Yeah.
What you got to remember is a lot of the kids have just played their first game for Southampton. So.
Yeah.
I'll just stop you there.
Oh,
he was on the way out from that minute, wasn't he? Let's be honest. It was all going wrong from that minute.
Because your team's Southend.
Did I?
Did I?
Yeah. Did I? Oh, right.
But the look in his face after that, it was like, don't give a fuck.
I thought I was at Southampton. Fuck.
What are we expecting this summer, this pre-season, whatever you want to call it? What are we expecting?
Well, we need a start date first.
I think we're going to sign loads of absolute world-class footballers at this level.
I think we should definitely try and sign Drew Yearwood.
And Ryan Leonard.
I saw Alex Woodyard's not a bad shout. Chris Phillips put that on Twitter.
No, that's not a bad shout. I would assume from that he's actually been released. I don't know.
Yeah,
I assume he's been released.
Yeah, I've read that.
Yeah.
What What about Alan
Alan
McCormack?
McCormack,
He's been released. I'd have him back.
Oh,
He's about
100%.
58 now.
I never normally like the route of getting ex-players back. But I would certainly have McCormack back.
Yeah.
It instilled that
played-
passion and
Well, I
that
think he's
aggressiveness.
I think he's actually got 3 promotions in the last 3 years. So that's a winner. That is someone that knows what it's like to win.
He's 36, though. He's 36.
Everything we haven't got.
36. Too old, man. I think we need to start saying we're not going to sign anyone on over a year contract on anyone over 30.
I think that'll just become a thing.
That's going to be,
especially with players that we've had here quite clearly taking the piss.
Yeah.
Like
Alan McCormack, he'll be 37 in halfway through the season. That's old, isn't it?
It'd be a no for me personally, just because of I don't think he can. I don't think he plays the season as it is.
No, he doesn't. I think he played like 26 games last year, so it's about half.
I loved him though. What a player!
Yeah, that goal at Preston still
my favourite goal of the season.
Celebration, didn't he do that or something like that on his knees? That was unreal. I loved him. When he played for Charlton, they got absolutely dicked one day. And then it was like the start of Twitter and all that. And he posted a picture of a bottle of champagne at the top of the Oxo Tower after they just got dicked 3-0. Oh, no. Shocker.
Players have had some stinkers on social media, haven't they?
Yeah.
Some absolute stinkers.
Our own Liam Ridgewell.
Oh, yeah.
No.
How do you tweet a picture from your pocket?
You don't. You've lied.
What did he post? I don't think
he posted something pretty similar. Was he at Aston Villa at the time?
Yeah, he was.
And they just got a slap. Like they've been beaten heavily.
They just got relegated.
They've just been relegated. And Julian Lescott tweeted a picture of a Lamborghini. and then he just tried to say, it was like, I did that much. It was like basically I got pocket. He's managed to tweet a picture of a Lamborghini from his pocket.
I got a toy Lamborghini, put it in my pocket, and accidentally took a picture. That's unreal.
But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting the route we go down. Do we just stick with the youth team?
I think that's going to be the majority.
We sign about 3 players max, and stick with them.
I think you'd have to best you can try and go spine of the team. Maybe leave a striker, but I would certainly try and get an experienced, and by experienced I mean kind of 30 years old. I don't mean 36. An experienced centre back and centre midfielder. They are absolute musts. Then if it's within the budget, an experienced centre forward as well. But you need to build to go with. I'm fine with going with youngsters, but they need some experience around them just to be like a calming influence on things, and they don't really have to move too much. You go and do the running. I'll stay here and we'll keep our shape through the spine this way.
Would you keep Oxley?
No.
No?
Too much money.
Bag of nerves. Too much money and he's a bag of nerves.
He needs to go for his own career as well.
Yeah, doesn't have any confidence. Like even the times he does come off his line, he's very jittery with it, and I just do not feel comfortable watching him as a goalkeeper, and I don't see how that can instill any confidence in your back four for the same reasons. You don't know if he's coming. You don't know if he's coming, and then sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. Too inconsistent, and he was the highest paid goalkeeper in League One. So he's probably the highest paid player in League Two.
Yeah. At least
it's amazing.
We can't get bullied. We can't get bullied at the back. So exactly right. We need the experienced centre half, and we need a goalkeeper who's going to come and command his box.
I watched that League Two playoff final. Northampton goalkeeper, absolutely superb. Proper, claimed everything. Calming influence on his defence, and I was just like, I watched that. I was like, wow, because he made it look so easy. I'm not saying it is easy. It's not. It's far from easy being a goalkeeper, but you need that that bloke, I've forgotten his name, Arnold, I can't remember his first name, but just had like a bit of swagger about him, broad shoulders, chest out. It was like, yeah, I'm the bollocks. You need a goalkeeper that believes he's hype, and we haven't got one of them.
Yeah, I think you'd have to look really to get rid of it's hard, but get rid of Oxley, Dimitri, and Lennon. Really, is there anyone else supposing a big deal? I mean, I reckon Kelman, Humphreys, and Elvis are probably going to go anyway. So yeah, I think the higher earners they have to go. They have to.
Yeah, they're going to have to. It's going to be more paying them off though.
Yeah.
But yeah, you look at someone like Jason Demetriou, who's was he pushing 34 now this season?
I think so, yeah.
I'm sorry, why has he still got a contract? Why was his contract not up this year and we review it this year? Why has a 34-year-old still got a contract? The gross mismanagement of the contracts has just been incredible.
That's a Phil Brown contract, that one.
It was.
Yeah.
Dimitrov might be right in League Two for 20 games.
That's the thing. He
15
ain't going to
games.
play week in, where is he?
Yeah, but that's the issue. I mean, if he played 46 games, I'd have no issue with it. But in fairness, when he plays, he's actually all right.
No, he's not crap.
Centre-mid.
He ain't crap at all. I don't want to sort of put that message across. I'm literally talking from a financial point of view.
Are we going to get value for money out of him?
Yeah, and yeah, I don't think we are now. No.
No, we need.
He's really got to manage this knee injury.
Yeah.
We need to try and replicate what Tilson done with a group of 16 to 18. Like we can't have any more 45 players playing in a season because we'll just get relegated.
we used close to 50 players last season.
Yeah, what's
Jesus
that?
Christ.
We used 41 last season and 5 goalies.
41 and 5.
Who are 5 goalies?
5 goalies?
Oxley, Bishop, Gunnarsson, Bexton,
Taylor and Seedon.
Seedon, yeah.
Seedon
And
played.
Taylor.
Jesus.
Bloody
mental.
hell.
5 keepers.
I mean, that's half the problem there, isn't it?
5 keepers.
I mean, we shouldn't have even been in that position to have to bring on Harry Seedon.
No.
It wasn't
No,
fair.
Callum Taylor as well. He ended up
It was
coming
Taylor,
on,
wasn't it?
he went off
Seedon
injured
actually started the game after
the
that.
following game, yeah.
And I didn't actually think he did a hell of a lot wrong,
He
to be
did
honest.
really well, apart from the one cross that the goal went in.
I actually,
Brilliant,
I-
everything else.
I did a bit of filming the other day for a goalkeeper coach, and he was one of the keepers, and he looked good. Yeah,
Is he still
strong.
here? I take it he's still...
Yeah. As far as I know, he's still with us, yeah.
He looked
Yeah, see,
strong.
I actually felt a bit sorry for him, especially when there was so many youngsters in the team anyway. I was we might as well just play him. We're going down.
Yeah. Well, that's what
we're
I.
going down.
Yeah. That was
We
weird.
might as well have just stuck with Seedon.
We'll see it, and he looked decent. Give him 10 games, and then he's got something under his belt ready for next season.
That's what we should have done.
I completely understood taking Taylor out the firing line. I did
Oh,
get
yeah.
that one because that was just sheer physical presence. But he's a young boy. Like he can bulk up. You remember what Bentley looked like when we first saw
Yeah.
him?
Oh, yeah,
Very
yeah.
similar.
Oh, God, yeah. There was nothing to him, was there?
No,
So it's not
He just-
it's not a knock on him at all. But
No.
yeah, I completely understood taking him out the firing line because I'm not being funny. You get like any sort of sizable centre forward, they're going to be like, I'm going to body you. First chance I get, you're going in the net.
Can we get Akinfenwa?
Oh, I hope so. I really hope so.
I'll
I
go in
love
for
that.
Akinfenwa.
Hey, he could be in the
I love
Champions
Bayo.
He won't be playing. He'll surely leave, won't he?
Yeah, he'll be
I
gone.
I think he'll league anyway. I think he'll
don't
leave
know.
anyway.
I really don't know. If they get in the Championship, he might say, "I tell you what, I'll even take reduced terms just to play there." You never know.
He's 38 though, so he's 38. But
He's like a
cut the
tank.
raw. Yeah, he's different. He's just. We've always wanted him. We wanted him about 10 years ago. So
I think it came down to him or Barry Core, and in fairness, that wasn't a bad decision.
good decision.
I think Sturrock wanted both, but we couldn't afford both.
Oh,
Can you imagine
imagine
pairing
having
them up front
both.
together?
We'd have won the league.
God.
We'd have
That
won
would
the
have
league.
been a joke. I've actually got hard on thinking about it.
Now, that is disappointing that we couldn't get that one over the line because he ended up going to Gillingham. So he ended up playing fairly local. Yeah, we could have got him, but yeah, you made a good decision on getting Barry.
Barry, definitely.
Yeah, it's not like two shitters, is it? You're two good strikers there. So
Yeah.
If that would have been the case, if it was Akinfenwa or Blair, I'd have been like, wait a minute. I know he's your son, but come on, mate. He's...
but yeah, next season, what do we reckon if the wrong appointment's made back to back?
Relegated.
I think we may get back to back,
Relegated.
and we'd be fighting to not go in the National League. It's got to that point. We've made bad decisions over the last couple of years, and obviously the financial situation of the club. It's going to come home to roost. And if we go in the National League, are we going to be around?
No, but we have a sick stadium though, quality
This
stadium.
We look
We'll
really
just
good
be the
in
new
the Essex
Darlington,
Senior.
won't we?
This is why this decision is so important. It goes so far beyond just the football on the pitch on a Saturday afternoon. This is genuinely make or break whether we can get ourselves back into League One at the least within the next 5 years, or whether we get relegated out of the Football League completely.
And do a Stockport and be in like whatever tier. Yeah.
Because if we drop out of the league, we're in big trouble. We're in big trouble as it is.
Oh, yeah.
But my God, if we drop out of the league, we're actually going to go bust.
Yeah.
So this decision is absolutely massive. And at this stage, where there is no start date for the season, I don't blame Ron for saying that he's not in a rush.
No.
Doesn't have to pay him then, does he?
Doesn't have to pay him, but my God, he has to get this one right.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes, that's for sure.
No, he's probably got quite nice shoes. Not nicer than Sol's, though.
No, Sol lent him some.
I don't think they're on those kind of terms.
This is a bit of a weird question. I get what I'm saying. What would be the obvious wrong appointment, if that makes sense? What's the obvious wrong appointment?
Henrik Larsson.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that's still a thing?
I've got a very horrible feeling we haven't seen the last of that one.
I feel like Craig Fagan might be wrong, personally. I just think it's a bit too important to give it to someone that doesn't, hasn't. We either need someone with loads of experience in management, or we need one of the three legends.
Need a hero.
Yeah.
Phil Brown would be a big red flag as well.
Yeah.
Phil Brown won't work for me.
That's my.
I'm praying for it.
It would just.
Craig Fagan will be a good manager, though.
It would just only.
Sure
The thing with Phil Brown, it would just only show we've learnt nothing since the day he left.
Yeah, no, I do agree. I think especially now with no CEO or whatever you want to call it. Fuck me.
Oh my God, he'd just run riot.
It bankrupt him.
He'd run riot.
Can you imagine some of the signings we'd make?
Yeah, would have off the top of my head. Who's like a?
Yeah, honestly.
Who was playing in the Premier League? You'd have what?
It'd be an RAP team. It'd be ridiculous.
Matt
Michael
Lockwood
Dawson.
and Ray Parlour. We'd finally sign him.
It's not Alan McCormack straight away. Alan McCormack his first sign.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. But Phil Brown never liked playing the kids, did he? He never really gave youth a chance. So it'd be stuff.
Yearwood's about the only one, really.
You say that. That was more Chris Powell that played Yearwood.
True. Yeah, true.
Drew, he was in and about it, Drew. Drew got his chance when Lenny left, which was near enough the same time Phil Brown left.
Yeah. Yeah, so you could argue that Chris Powell's almost full.
Yeah, so that's a bit of a tough one. The only youngster that Phil Brown really went for was Bentley.
Yeah.
He could never find. He never found a consistent run in the team for Jack Payne.
No.
So he was never big on youth. So yeah, this would be the worst job in the world for him.
Bentley was being brought into the team by Sturrock anyway, so he was already in and around the team, wasn't he?
Yeah, Sturrock was reluctant to make him the number one, though, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he was a bit reluctant.
He was being a bit careful with him.
He was being careful. He brought him on for that penalty shootout, didn't he, against Oxford, and Portsmouth was raging.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that,
forgot about that.
Sturrock always seemed very reluctant to tuck Bentley in for
He was very anti-Bentley as being a number one goalie. Because he always said he just didn't think he was ready.
So and at an early stage, I do get that, but it's like, come on, mate, when am I going to get ready? I'm only going to get ready by playing games.
Yeah. It's a tough one. It's a tough. The next, like I say, the next appointment, I wouldn't want to make it.
No,
I wouldn't want to be in charge of this.
This is crucial.
If you fuck it up. It could be Barrett, but if it fucks up, you're the one that's blamed. It's not Barrett's fault. It's Ron's fault.
Yeah, and let's face it,
it's Ron's fault anyway.
He's ballsed up the last two, so For me, Chris Powell was the right one at the time. It just obviously
At that time, yes, I do agree. I do still
went
agree.
against him. But
I ended up not liking it, but at the time I was like, "Oh, this is going to be brilliant."
Yeah.
And I understand when those fans do then say it's like, "Yeah, I don't want Barrett or Mayer for the same reason."
Yeah, no, I understand that, but we ain't got that. We ain't got that opportunity now. It's got to be now, I think.
But then you also look at it and go, "Yeah, but what if it does? What if it's incredible?"
Yeah.
I still think it's slightly different though, because people will say this is a bit empty, but we was getting like beating games, and he was just standing on the sideline with his arms folded, looking down at the floor.
Who, Powell?
Yeah, I don't think you'd get that with Barrett. I know.
Absolutely not.
It's an empty gesture, but I think it goes a lot further than you realise.
And in fairness to Sol, again on a match day with Sol, Sol was very animated on the touchline. Like he was more animated than Chris Powell.
I think we broke Powell because he wasn't like that as a player. He was always.
We did break him.
The run of injuries and whatever, it broke him. You could see at the end, he just didn't know what to do next.
Yeah, but that's kind of what I mean, though. It's like, I get that. I'm not saying that it wouldn't happen to anyone. It easily could. But I just don't think if you put Barrett in that situation, he would do it.
Oh, no.
I don't think he
Barrett would put his boots on and play.
Yeah. Register me, I'm out there.
He'd be on the touchline kicking and heading every ball. And I'm, it's an empty gesture. It's a bit of passion. It doesn't go. Some people will say it doesn't go anywhere, but I think that goes a lot further than people realise.
I definitely think that. Yeah. Just
and
passion,
there's a lot more. There's a lot more to Adam than that. He's not just a passion merchant.
That's what I'm saying. I think he'll bring so much more anyway. But that extra thing that Powell seemed to not have on the touchline, I think he'd bring that. He'd even bring that. I mean, just bring, you look at Klopp. Look at Klopp on the touchline. He goes mental on the touchline.
Yeah, he's all hugs at the end, and they all love it.
They just won the Premier League. They're one of the better teams the Prem seen. And
he goes mental. Yeah.
Yeah. They got dicked 4-0 the other day, and he started stropping, but it's because he doesn't like losing. He hates losing.
That's the mentality we need, isn't it?
Yeah. Not we got unlucky today. No, you didn't get unlucky. We lost because we deserved to lose, and it's our fault. We're going to address it. And
I think
Powell kind of went down that route of we got a bit unlucky today. Fuck that.
Powell's classic one was he was like, "Oh well, we've got injuries, so it's all right. We lost."
Yeah. Fuck that. That done my head in. That we got injuries, so I'm going to go long ball to Simon Cox. What? Makes no sense. Makes no sense.
Yeah, Powell had no plan B.
Yeah, and that was
he needed a big man. We picked up again slightly when he signed Humphreys in the January, and then he got his face smashed in, so he couldn't play. And we go back to playing long ball to Simon Cox.
Yeah, and I hated it. I fucking hated it.
Chris Powell was very one-dimensional. He needed a big man, and Tom Hopper got injured. Not Powell's fault. Humphreys gets injured. Not the manager's fault. But there was no adaptability to him. He didn't go, right, I need to change it now because I haven't got a big man. He still played like we had a big man. It didn't work.
And you can argue that's the same criticism with Bond. All right, there's more to it. But Bond kept playing this ridiculous football that obviously weren't working. All right, it was changing shape as well. We're trying to play out from the back. We're trying to play triangles.
Absolutely crazy, that was.
It was abysmal.
You're trying to play out from the back where you've got League One players.
And that was at the time when you had, like you say, you've got Theo up front, he's got legs. You've got Humphreys, he's quite tall. If you get just play it over the top and let Theo chase it. Just do that. Like it's like, I'm not saying it's as easy as that, but at the same time, it's not as hard as you're making it.
No, he made it harder than it should have been.
Yeah, just keep the ball over everything else.
If we can't do it well, just fucking lump it and let him chase it.
It was ridiculous.
I actually spoke to a Colchester fan last week who was amazed we've let Theo go.
I honestly think Theo has to be one of the most unluckiest signings we've made. I'm not saying he's a well-player, but he's honestly so much better than people realise.
No,
he's all about confidence. Like Frank Noble as well. He looks unreal for Colchester. So it's just like the atmosphere that was created around.
Yeah, exactly that. I'm not saying we should have kept him or anything like that. But you play people to their strength, and at the right level, they become the player they should be. Yeah. You're playing Theo when we're losing 1-0, when you're trying to go long to him or you're trying to play to his feet. He's not about that. Get it in the box and then attack it.
The fans have a lot to do with Theo, like sort of, he just get cheered off. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, what were
It's
they
because a lot
doing?
of South End fans haven't got a clue.
What were they doing that for?
Like
And
you,
it's
you
so-
talk about you talk about adaptability. Where Theo done very well was at Lincoln, where
Mm.
when the Cowleys were there, and it was a sense of that you know, a lot of people that at a time where we maybe could have got the Cowleys was probably when Phil Brown left. That was possibly the moment to do it. It's long gone now.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are like, get the Cowleys and get the. I can guarantee you, over half the people that wanted them at that stage didn't have a clue how they play football. They're not a footballing team. They are very direct. They play a lot of long ball. And where
And
they
intense as well.
and again, you talk
intensity.
about adaptability, where Chris Powell had no plan B. The Cowleys would still go long, but there's different ways of doing it. You don't have to always go long to a target man. You can work the channels, and that's what that is where Theo's at his best. Work the
100%,
channels.
Yeah.
Stick the ball over the fullback's head and let him run. That's where and getting and runners get in the box.
He scored 3 against Leeds in the cup doing that as well.
We played him up front by his own and played him as a target man.
Yeah.
He can't do that. He's not 6'4".
Yeah, well, Phil Brown signed him, and I don't think he knew what he was signing as a player. I think he was just a name because he got goals in the cup. And then, like you say, we just never played to his strengths in the whole time he's been with us.
Yeah, no disrespect to Theo. In that window, he was literally like 10th choice. Like,
He was panic, a complete panic buy. We needed someone.
All these
Needed a striker, didn't we?
Yeah.
We love doing that.
Yeah, went for it. And I say that the signing was fine. It genuinely
I can't
was.
remember what had happened there. Did we have a couple of injuries or something?
Yeah,
we
and it was
ended up-
literally like 11 o'clock. It was bang
Yeah,
on the
we ended
deadline.
up
It was last
really
minute,
desperate
someone.
for a striker.
Yeah.
He,
Was that what-
I don't think we're necessarily desperate. I think he basically said in the window, he was like, I want to sign a striker. Had all these targets lined up. For some reason, didn't get any of them. And then, like you say, panicked, gave him a 2.5-year deal, which looks odd anyway.
And then we extended it.
Yeah, it was just strange.
Yeah.
It didn't really make sense. So,
And then Sol called him back for a meeting and said, "Yeah, we don't want you. Back up the A12, son."
yeah, it's just I mean, that's what I mean. There's so many sort of goings on that are just so wrong and shit at the moment. Like,
This is where it's a bit daft as well, because if we'd have been a bit more proactive in getting rid of Sol Campbell and had a new manager lined up, you can say to him, listen, these are the players that are out of contract. I'm going to release them all unless you tell me otherwise. Do you want any of these to stay? And we can try and work something out. So the fact you're letting players go, that, well, it's unlikely that he would have wanted 3 of the 4 that have gone. But Theo, I still think, is an asset, particularly in League Two.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a little bit disappointed he's gone, but
Yeah.
not shocked because of who's making the decisions. There's no manager.
I can also see why, like, we want to. It's sort of like the new era now. Like, we keep getting these old players back and stuff like that, or keep wanting to. And it's like time for someone else to come up. Yeah, but who?
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie Kelman's going to leave, who I think will be excellent in League Two.
yeah, he's going to be a good player, I think.
He will be a good player. I think we've got a chance of keeping him purely because of how young he still is.
Yeah, and
He's
like
very
the
young.
players that do stay for like a longer amount of time tend to go on to better things. Like Ryan Leonard, Dan Bentley, they could have all left quicker, but they stayed
Then
and sort of
you
built.
look at Yearwood,
Yeah,
who's not
Jack
doing
Payne
a lot.
as
and
well.
yeah, Jack Payne, like fair play, they're going to go obviously, but you know,
Yeah, oh yeah, of course they're going to go.
but just try and build a bit more. That's what it looks like. Works.
It's
think
that Paul Sturrock appointment, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
when he took over, obviously Paul Sturrock's a one-off, and what happened with him is a one-off. Let's be honest. Anyone that thinks we're just going to go down and come straight back up, I think it's not going to
No
happen.
chance.
It's
No
all about consolidation, and we've got to stay in the league. That's you know, it's not. If we don't get relegated, that's a massive success next season.
I'd
if we
take
finish
that
20
now.
seconds,
Oh, yeah.
great.
I'd have that now. It's going to be a
15
horrible
wins
last
in 2
season.
years.
Pardon?
How's that?
18 wins in 2 years.
I think off
Oh,
the top of
great,
my head,
isn't
I
it?
can go better than that. I think we've had 6 in the last 18 months.
I think I've seen one of them.
Oh, fucking hell.
How many wins? Like, I didn't go to MK Dons. I didn't go to
No.
Accrington. Didn't see any of the away wins.
No, I didn't.
I wasn't at the
I saw the
Lincoln.
2 home
I
wins.
saw the Bristol Rovers game. That's it. I saw one win all season.
I went to 20 games last season. I saw 2.
If I only went to one away game, and it was the first game of the season.
What I want as well, because I haven't wanted to go to an away game for ages. The last away game I went to was Peterborough under Chris Powell, and it was awful. But when we actually had a squad that was worth watching, you'd be excited to go.
Oh yeah.
And I haven't had that for 2-3 years.
I'm excited to go and spend all my money on train tickets and like get up at 5 a.m. to get to Bolton.
Mm.
No, it's actually it's made it very difficult to be a fan the last few years.
Yeah. I mean, we need that instilled back in.
Yeah, it's,
and you do
Adam
that.
Barrett's the man to do it.
I think so.
I think so.
The more we keep talking about it, I am coming round to it.
He says with the framed shirt in the background.
it just has to be one of them, like it has to be. Honestly,
But-
three in it. It's Barrett, Mayer, or Fagan. There's no one else, surely. There can't be.
Yeah, but this is Ron Martin we're talking about. All you got to remember is Kevin Bond.
Yeah. We'll end up with... I'm not saying we'll get him, but somebody will enter the bookies list and it'll be like Graham Souness or someone.
Oh,
Just because he loves a name.
I'm going for a piss on that, like, geez.
Graham Souness.
You're going to be sick.
Yeah. Graham Souness. That's unreal.
Should we finish on those that got offered new contracts?
Yeah,
Let's talk about that, have we?
that's a good shout.
Sam Barrett, John White, Steve McLaughlin, all
Yeah.
offered something. We don't know what.
Going to be
Fuck
reduced
off.
terms,
Thoughts?
isn't it? Ideally, I'd keep all three if I could. I thought Macca actually perked up. I thought he looked all right last season at times. John White, only really nagging that is the injuries that he suffered last year with the arm, breaking the arm constantly. And Sam Barrett, he just really didn't get a chance. Even when he got fit under Sol, he weren't given a chance.
Mm.
So, having spent 2 years getting him fit again, I guess it makes sense to give him another 1 year and see what he can do.
Yeah.
I think all three of them make sense, yeah.
Yeah,
And McLaughlin's been here ages now, like
He
7
has,
years
Phil,
or something.
Phil Brown, so he's obviously him and Whitey the longest serving players by a long way now.
They actually are by a long way now, aren't they?
quite ironic that his first signing was John White. He could be the last player here.
Yeah.
When Phil Brown comes back.
Yeah, it makes sense to
System.
me. John White, I think you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Barrett, probably quite cheap, so it's worth, like you say, persisted with it for 2 years. It's worth giving the extra deal. Macca, I mean, I would have offered him a deal. Whether he accepts it or not, I don't know.
Mansfield,
I think it kind of makes sense if he goes to Mansfield a bit. New
If he
start.
went Mansfield. Ugh.
Obviously, we got him from Forest, so it's fairly local to there, and he might have family back up that way.
I kind of
Obviously,
think it makes sense. I think he's going to go, personally. Don't blame him. Oh, he's not one I'd break the bank for. That's not being rude. I just, I think he's got the ability to do it. Doesn't always show it. He's very...
He can be a bit in and out.
very 25, 75.
Yeah. Right.
But when he plays, he's a good player. So makes sense to me. The rest that went, can't argue at all.
I was kind of torn on Manton because I really wanted him to be good when we signed him, and it just.
Yeah, I would have kept Manton.
But he topped the assist table last year for us, so maybe there's something we're not seeing.
No, that tells you all you need to know. That's because no one creates anything else.
I
He couldn't take a corner.
Yeah,
No,
I would
dying.
have kept him. I would have kept him because I think he's got a lot of fight in him, but he's just was on his knees, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I had no issues with the ones that went. I think Luke Heim would have been blind if he couldn't see that one coming. I know Manson played a lot, so he may have been possibly expecting something just because he was playing. But
I think there was something.
There was nothing.
He knew he weren't going to be it. He had that clause, didn't he, if he played X match?
Yeah, and he weren't then playing games, was he?
But so did Barrett. So you almost certainly know that Barrett's been offered reduced terms.
Yeah.
Because we had that thing with him where he had a similar clause and we stopped playing him.
Stop playing him, yeah.
That could have been solo, couldn't it? If it was that case.
Yeah, it could have been. It could have been.
Obviously, Shaughnessy did get his new deal, but we released him from that. So
Yeah, see you later.
I've got no qualms about that. I thought he was bang average.
Do you know what? I actually think in League Two he'd probably be quite Not.
He probably would.
Probably be all right, but nah,
Yeah.
not for me. Just see you later. Like, I'm not going to sit there and moan about that.
You know, I think we've had enough players that don't want to be here that have just stayed here for
Yeah.
too long. So if he comes out and says, I don't want to be here, right, get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, listen, any player, it doesn't matter who you are. You could be Elvis. If you don't want to be here, you have to go. You can't. We
Yeah.
can't. Players don't want to be here now.
No, because your performance drops even if you say it doesn't. Of course it does.
Yeah, of course it
We
does.
kept Dieng.
Yeah.
Yeah, we offered him an extent. No, we.
No, he's got an
activated
extension.
clause, didn't we?
We activated a clause in his
clause.
contract.
Same as we did with Elvis. And
And he was trying to scribble it out, saying, please don't activate it.
But he wrote it in French.
Yeah, I always liked Dieng. I think he can be good, but we have not seen him have.
No, we haven't.
I mean, he's just been so unlucky because his whole time he's been here, we've been fucked basically. We have, don't we?
He looked half decent at centre half, but I think he needs to be in a free, bringing it out.
Mate, that was a desperation.
It was.
Yeah, but he's not a centre.
He was good there. He
And
was good.
But
there.
I thought he was better at centre half. He wasn't centre mid.
Yeah.
I do agree, but I don't think that's much of a compliment either. I don't think he's very good at either of them.
No.
And I was very baffled that we.
But Sol saw something in him though, didn't he?
Yeah. French.
I think Dieng can play. I think he can, get someone doing all the running. I think he's got such a good pass on him.
Yeah, he's a massive no for me. Massive no for me.
I wouldn't.
I will be absolutely frightened to death if he's starting centre half next season.
And
he
he's still captain.
He's captain,
Yeah, he'll be playing centre midfield next year with all
He
these
can't play at
jokers.
the back. He can't play at the back.
Playing against Barrow. Can't wait.
Yeah, I was quite alarmed that we triggered an extension with Dieng. Like mid lockdown as well.
Yeah, it was.
The timing was so odd on that one.
Yeah.
That would have been a run decision as well. That couldn't have been a Sol Campbell decision.
No, because he weren't talking to anyone.
So apparently weren't talking to him, so that would have been a wrong decision.
I don't know.
Which is bizarre. Why would you activate that? Why wouldn't you wait to the end and then try and renegotiate him on lower terms?
He might have had a clause in his contract though of like we reactivate it, but if you get
was he out of contract? Was he coming to the end?
Yeah, I think he had a 2 year with a 1 year option, and obviously we had, like you said, we activated the option.
That's a shit decision. That.
Well, he is at least a good squad player in League Two.
Oh yeah,
and it's probably not.
He's a squad
very expensive. He's not very expensive.
I don't know if I'd put good in front of it. He's a squad player that has already started too many games.
I think he had a bit of credibility at the, coming out at the end of.
I'm not having a go at him for sort of like his effort or anything like that. I actually think he actually did give a shit. I do get that impression.
Yeah.
I mean, I weren't having him at centre half at all. I mean, he went back to centre midfield for a game. I can't remember what game it was.
It was dreadful.
It was fucking worse. I mean,
It was.
I'm not. It sounds like I'm digging him out. I'm not. I'm not. And I'm just being honest. Like, he was genuinely worse going back into what should be his.
And he went back to centre half the following week and looked all right.
It looked all right again. So I mean,
he did have some jokers around him, didn't he?
So it's like, what is your position, mate?
Yeah, for me, he's a massive no. He'd be one. If I was going as manager, I'd say, right, get him off the list. Like, he's got to go. Just because of like, I'm not saying he's on a fortune.
The thing is, though, we got too many on that list.
Yeah, I think there's a bit like I think he'll be all right.
I'm hoping he will. I think he might not be. I don't know, but if he is here, I'm hoping he's going to be all right because I actually think he does. He at least tries. Some of them don't. So
I mean, that's what Sol saw because obviously you had a lot of slacking going on around the time he took over, and I think maybe he got fit at the right time, and he just maybe was doing the things in training Sol wasn't doing, and that's why he pushed him as captain.
I'm not saying he's as like good as Wordsworth, obviously, but he's similar vibe to that. Like pretty lackadaisical. If you're losing 1-0, he can look just terrible. But like if you're good, he'll be good.
I think his problem was for me is some of the goals we concede, whether he's at the back or in midfield, he just didn't seem to know where he should be. Like his
positional sense was abysmal. Absolutely abysmal.
Yeah, he didn't seem to know who he should be picking up or what space he should be occupying. Like, he didn't really seem to get it. That was my issue with him. I didn't see it.
I think that's a lot to do with who's in front of him.
Yeah,
Like, to be
potentially.
honest, he's
I
trying
remember
to cover everyone.
There was a game last season, I remember, and we conceded. But no, from the high, it was like a bit. It was just a bit of play, and that the ball was going through, and he was just nowhere. Like, and I was like, "What are you doing here? Like, I don't understand what you're trying to do." Like, and it was probably since then I was like, I can't have him as a player.
And that was pretty much me all last season. What are you trying to do here? To everyone.
Yeah.
That's like, for me, the only player I would have actually offered something to was John White.
And now he's a car salesman.
I think with Barrett, I understand offering him something because he probably is, in comparison to the others, a cheaper option. And yeah, it's kind of, we've persisted with you for this long. So yeah, I get it. I wouldn't have bothered with McLaughlin, I think we've had the best out of him. He's at an age now where, his career probably is, going to start downward spiraling. I think I think he'll go. I'm with Ian. I think he'll go anyway. I don't think he'll accept what we've offered him.
Because you've got to think it's got to be a lot less.
I would have released him. I'd have severed ties with him, which I think will happen anyway. I think he'll go. Nope.
Oh,
He's gone.
He's
See you
gone.
later. I'm going to be really harsh and say I'd have got rid of a lot, to be honest. At the end of the day, the way I see it is you can let them all go. How many of those players on that list are actually going to get another contract at another club in this current environment? And you think about how many players are out there and they're going to be looking for a club. We could get better players than them. And if we don't, they may still be kicking about near the end and we can go, well, actually, you can come back.
There's going to be a bigger pool to pick from, isn't there? Look how many clubs have let players go. There's going to be a bigger pool of better players available. It's just that I think a lot of them are going to have to rethink what they think they're worth. Big
squads are going to be a thing of the past.
Yeah.
Clubs can't afford. Look at Wigan.
Yeah.
It's just not good. It's not going to be a thing, and I think players are going to be
rightly
desperate.
so as well. That's needed to go for a long time. Mate. Just stockpiling players.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Where's he gone? He's gone. He's left
He
like
hasn't-
Kevin Bond.
He hasn't texted me. Either. I reckon
He's just-
power cut.
It could be, couldn't it?
He wasn't lagging or anything. He's just
He just
went.
Boom,
Yeah, it's because he
gone.
was thinking about McCuffin and he was thinking.
I reckon power cut.
Love it. Just had enough, or he just went, nah.
Yeah, here he is. Should we all hide under our desks?
Yeah. He's got shorter.
Oh, we've all changed formation now as well.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I thought it was a power cut.
No, I didn't put it on charge, did I? So, apologies.
That's right. We'll leave it in. Because you've moved now as well.
I'm creative, aren't I? I mean, I find the gaps. Yeah, so where was we at? I can't remember now.
Releasing the players. Talk about McLaughlin.
I think we're just chatting. We're just chatting bollocks now.
Yeah. Where do you hope we finish next season?
22nd.
What do you think we can do?
22nd. Yeah.
I'm praying for 22nd.
Idea. That'd be a massive success. Anything above that. Yeah.
I'll be like, yeah, great season, lads. Well done, the boys.
And we might win more than 4.
I do not going inside a weekend away to Barrow needing something to not drop into the bottom 2.
That Barrow game will 100% be on a Tuesday. You just know it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
100%. I'm going.
Over it.
I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to go.
Well up for it.
We've sat here for about 2 hours, right? And we could have sat here.
Let's go. Go on.
No.
Oh, quality.
Oh, that's class.
It's gonna be a good appointment. You watch. It's gonna be good.
It has to be.
I'm saying it's gonna be good.
It has to be. Simple as that. It genuinely has to be.
Like it.
We're all gonna be absolutely buzzing, and we all cannot wait for the next season. That's what it's gonna be.
I hope so.
That's what it's gonna be.
And then the
It'd be
season
nice.
doesn't happen because the virus spikes again.
Yeah.
And we all die.
The end.
And on that cheery note,
Yeah. Now I've just killed
Right, that's
everyone. You'll die in the apocalypse plague.
Oh
Just
yeah.
won't have to watch it again.
Oh yeah. Well,
Nice.
hopefully it was worth listening to. Just us talking shite.
We've gone back to basics here.
Yeah.
Just waffling on for nearly 4 hours.
I think that two was waiting for Dave. So
What a dickhead.
Oh,
Can't believe we've
honestly.
done that. Sat there waiting.
we'll send you a link next week.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there. It's like, is he joining? You haven't
Yeah.
sent me a link.
Oh
well,
well.
hopefully we get this next one done in a couple of weeks and it's out there.
Yeah, I don't know how regular we will do these again because obviously work has picked up again for I think all of us.
Yeah.
So they probably won't be weekly. We'll certainly try and do fortnightly if we can.
If we can.
Yeah, if we can be
Anyway.
bothered. Basically, if we can be bothered now and then.
Yeah. Anyway, on that note, yeah.
Yeah.
See you later.
See you later.
Yeah.
Mayors.